Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Agent's Edge. My name is Ryan Polimeni. Today we're going to talk about the power of relationships. Now, I'm going to share my story with you, not all the way back 12 years ago. That would be for a different time. We have more time. But today I want to talk about the last 5 years of my business that have taken me to absolutely new heights. And that didn't happen because I spent a god-awful amount of money on marketing. It happened because of the relationships that I've been building over the last 5 years. So let me give you an example of this, and I hope that this really hits home, because I know for a lot of you watching, you're going, I'm tapped out. Like, how much more money can I spend on marketing to build my brand? How much more money can I spend on leads? How can I, and if I do spend that, is it going to get me to the next level? Maybe. It depends on your marketing strategy. My marketing strategy has always been the power of a relationship can take me further than any dollar that I spend on an ad. And that was true 5 years ago. So let me give you an example here. When I first got into working with federal employees, I had never done a seminar in my life. I was fresh off mortgage protection final expense, and I was getting into this new market, the more of the financial planning, high level, high net worth kind of person that I wanted to work with. And I had to go out and invest a little bit of money into seminars. Now, at the time, I lived in Florida. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina now. So that was a few years ago when I lived in Florida. And I went to my marketing organization and said, hey, I want to do this federal thing. Where in Florida do you have facilities that are available? They said, we don't have any available. All of our big producers have already taken them. I was like, all right, well, crap. Now what do I do? They said, well, there's a few facilities available. You have one in Connecticut. I know you're from there originally. We can lock down that facility, do the marketing for you if you pay us for the seminar, and then from there, we'll figure it out. I said, okay. So 5 years ago, having zero money, by the way, remember, I was making the transition from mortgage protection final expense, and I put that seminar on my credit card because it's all I had. Didn't have the $4,000 for a seminar, nor did I have the money to travel. Remember this, I'm living in Florida, and the opportunity is in Connecticut. So let's stop there for a second. Listening to this, how many of you watching this would have done that? How many of you would have actually just taken that opportunity, blind faith, gone up there? Now, Connecticut had a little bit of familiarity to me because I'm born and raised there, right? So I did have some family there. That did help a little bit. Didn't do anything as far as, housing and cars and all that kind of stuff, because I was still on my own there. But how many of you would have taken that leap of faith? That leap of faith changed my entire life. That seminar we did, the marketing for, spent all that money on a credit card, hoping and praying that it worked, by the way. While I was in Connecticut for 6 weeks, my wife and I lived, and we spent our time in a one-bedroom apartment, no internet, no TV, no cable, none of that kind of stuff, just a one-bedroom apartment that someone had and allowed us to sleep in. It was a terrible time. We had no car, so luckily, while I got there, a friend lent us a 1992 Toyota Camry. Now, this is July. That 1992 Toyota Camry had no AC. Think about that for a second. So we're here, one-bedroom apartment, no AC. The commute was 48 minutes from southeastern Connecticut to New Haven. 48 minutes every day in traffic, no AC, in the middle of summer. I'm sweating every single day, sweating my back off. I had to literally bring a change of clothes every time I got to the office over there just so I would look professional. It was that bad. So again, I'm giving you things to consider. Now, this changed my life. Why? Because after that seminar, I spent 3 weeks fully dedicated to mastering my craft, and I sucked at it. I mean, it literally took me a long time to figure this annuity, life insurance, federal thing out. But because I had the number, we had 58 people show up to my seminar. Never done a seminar in my life, in a different state that I didn't live in, had to spend 6 weeks. By the way, the bills kept coming in, so during those 6 weeks, all day long, Monday through Friday, I was meeting with clients from that seminar. On the weekends, I was running mortgage protection and final expense to pay my bills, to keep money coming in. So it was a 7 days a week grind as I was kind of making the transition into this federal world. When I did that, Folks, I was able to write over $300,000 in annuities and $16,000 in life insurance off of that one seminar. That one seminar changed my life. I made over $20,000 just in annuity commission off of that one seminar. Changed my absolute, I had no money going there, coming back, I had a little bit of money in the bank. So again, why am I telling you this? Because the first thing is, would you have done that? Would you take that kind of leap in faith? Do you believe in yourself enough to make that kind of commitment to your business? This is all about commitment. I believe in me, but because I spent 6 years working on me, that allowed me to have that kind of confidence. So if you're just getting started, you got to first work on you internally to make you better, to have more confidence to go out there and take those kind of risks, right? So from that point, I said, okay, I did Connecticut. What's next? Had an opportunity in Virginia, still living in Florida, by the way. Had an opportunity in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Took the opportunity, and they said, by the way, this person over here, this other producer, has been working in Roanoke, Virginia. If you don't know anything about a little mountain town in Virginia. So this thing in Virginia, he's not making any sales, doesn't want to do the federal anymore. Do you want it? I said, absolutely, give it to me. So now I have 2 hospitals that I'm getting ready to do workshops for. Those workshops were 2 days before the hurricane came through here. So I had about 40 people registered for my Richmond one, and about 10 people showed up. Now remember, I had to fly, spend all the money to fly, expenses, $4,000 per seminar. I'm $8,000 into seminars. Didn't really have that $8,000. I mean, that was a lot of money back then for me to be able to put into this stuff. But I used what I had made from the previous workshops, reinvested back into my business, took that leap of faith going to Virginia. So again, how many of you, knowing this, would make this decision? Went there, had 10 people that were going to show up for my Richmond. The next day, I had to drive 3.5 hours to Roanoke. We had 3 people register for that workshop. Question: would you have spent $4,000 knowing that you, not really knowing, right? You invested $4,000, and after you invested the money, had 3 people sign up for your workshop. How many of you watching this would have asked for a refund? Would have said, forget it, I'm not doing it, I want a refund, this is stupid, I'm not going to make that kind of investment? Don't get me wrong, those thoughts went through my head, but I'm the kind of person, I know you are, if you're watching this, I know you're the kind of person that's just going to barrel through and say, you know what, I'm committed, we're going to do it. And when you're in motion, the universe just does crazy things and brings you success. I promise you, when you're in motion and you're engaged, the world starts changing, things start happening, it gets crazy. And this is what happened to me. So that, I said, I'm going to do it, I'm all in, we're going to make that commitment. So I go and do Richmond, 10 people showed up, wrote about $500,000 in production there. Went over to Roanoke, remember 3 people, 1 person showed up. One person, $4,000, plus all the cost of traveling, 1 person. When that 1 person showed up, because we're passionate about what we do, I did a seminar like there was 400 people in that room. I had 1 person sitting right in front of me, and I pretended in my mind that I had 400 people in that room, and I was going to bring the heat. I was going to deliver that message. There was nothing that was going to stop me that day, no matter how many people were in that room. And I did it the whole workshop, 4-hour workshop for 1 person. That lady said to me, Ryan, why are you not teaching this in this hospital? I said, because I haven't been invited yet. She said, come to my office tomorrow. I get invited on campus. I go to her office. She said, I'm going to introduce you to the HR director. We need to get you in here. So she literally, folks, remember, how many of you wouldn't even have gone? She walked me down to the HR director's office, introduced me, and said, this person, Ryan, needs to be here teaching our staff. These people need to know what he's teaching. Went there. 6 months later, we did our first on-site at the VA hospital. HR promoted the entire event for me. We had 120 people in an auditorium day 1. The next day, we had 97 more. Changed my entire life. That one commitment, that one relationship, This is why, folks, I'm telling you, relationships matter. They matter as much as how much you spend on marketing, because that one relationship can change your entire business. That one relationship, by the way, led me from one hospital 2 years later into another hospital, which then led me into my third hospital the next year. I now have 3 hospitals with over 12,000 employees that HR promotes my events for me. Oh, and by the way, here we are this year, right, 2021. That relationship led me to a contact in NASA, and now I teach retirement workshops for NASA. Yeah, the Houston NASA. I'm talking about like big time Houston NASA. Think about that. Think about if you were able to teach workshops for a company like NASA. Oh, and by the way, you're not spending a dime on marketing. Folks, this is what has taken my business to extreme heights. Building a brand that I no longer have to spend a dime on. I could never spend another dollar in marketing and still do $10 to $20 million a year in production without ever swiping the credit card. Because relationships matter. Commitment to your business matters. My question to you is, are you going to make that commitment? What are you going to do differently that's going to change your life, change your business? How are you going to create space between you and the competition? Relationships matter the most. Find a relationship. Find a mentor that's done it that can teach you. We want to help in any way that we can. That's part of my journey, folks. There's a lot more to it, but I wanted you to understand the power of commitment and the power of relationships, what it can do for you and your business. It doesn't happen overnight. It took me 2 years to build that first relationship, and over the last 5 years to have three hospitals and NASA. Relationships change everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this, subscribe to the channel. Hey, leave a comment if this has been helpful for you. Look forward to seeing you on the next show. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of The Agent's Edge. Listen, if you've ever want to take your business to the next level, you want to write over $5 million a year in life insurance, assets under management, big whole life cases, click the link below to get access to Level Up Advisors Academy. Listen, this is a 24/7 on-demand platform for you to be able to learn and grow on how to take your business to the next level. I look forward to working with you in the future.